Hello everybody. How you doing? Happy Sunday, first of all. Um, Nobody's here yet, but I'm just going to go ahead and talk because this is what I wanted to do was talk about gut health today. So for those of you who don't know me, Arlene Ramirez coming at you from Texas, aka Gypsy. I'm trying to figure out where to look here because I'm not used to this. Okay, so anyways, um, I and excuse all the redness. I was out working in the sun this morning until it got too hot, and then I said, enough. I need to go in and cool off. So I really like to talk about gut health. I am a certified health coach and life coach, but I do have a lot of education. A lot of my education and knowledge is in um, gut health and nutrition mostly, for a lot of reasons. I didn't start out healthy, number one. I've got a mic set on today because there is extra noise going on. The people next door hired somebody to get rid of the wasps and the extra bees that we have. Um, and so the dogs are staying in, mostly the little ones, and they love to make a lot of noise. So, anyways, back to what I was talking about. So, I have said it a few times. I did not start out healthy. And as I learned about being healthy, one of the biggest things I learned was gut health. Digestion was a big key to it all. Um, so I number one, I advocate all the time. Drink a lot of water, like literally. If you're not sure how much water you should be drinking, try taking your weight. It's a really simple thing. Take your weight today, divide it in half, whatever that number is. I'm just going to use a generic number, 100. So 50 ounces of water a day would be what you would drink. You turn that number into ounces, and that's what you would drink. And if it sounds like a lot, it may sound like a lot right now, but next week it's going to be a little bit less. The week after it's going to be a little less because number one, when you're drinking water, it helps things move. It improves your blood circulation. It improves your energy. It improves your brain thinking, everything, as well as most importantly, it sometimes you think you're hungry and you're actually just thirsty. So that's a big secret right there. Seriously, I found that out the hard way. I was a foodaholic. I food was my go-to for everything, especially as I was highly stressed all the time. So I went, if I would get anxious, nervous, whatever, depressed, on and on and on, I went straight for food. I had, I wasn't really a cake eater, still not. I'll have a little piece now and then, but I love pie. But really, my thing was crunchy things, um, chips and popcorn and just other crunchy things, anything crunchy. So I changed it from chips to having fresh vegetables, which I didn't grow up with the fresh vegetable thing. I wish I had. I raised my kids that way, but so I just found things to switch it. So I didn't feel like I was giving up on anything. And so, but then when somebody told me that a long time ago, I was like, sometimes you think you're hungry, but you're actually thirsty. So, and also the good thing about water is it keeps your intestines moist because if you don't know, honestly, 80% of your immune system is in your gut. So you could, you know, the food that you're eating, the beverages that you're drinking, etc., on and on. If you're taking vitamins and minerals and whatever, if they're not digesting properly and being absorbed into the blood system via your intestines, then you're not getting anything. All you're doing is adding to your poops. So basically, that's what the water is for. And it's so important for. And when you're eating, you literally, seriously have to start with the whole digestive system from the mouth. So cutting things small, take a bite. I know they say you're supposed to chew about 25 times. I don't, but try to chew it really good. Actually, right now, lately, I've been kind of on a liquid thing, a lot of juice, soup, and liquid soups, a lot of water, herbal teas, etc. So chew it as much as you can until it's broken down. That's why you want to cut it into smaller pieces on your plate. Chew it really, really good. Let the saliva mix with it. That's the first digestive action going on. as it gets into the esophagus, it also releases other enzymes to help break it down. By the time it gets into your stomach shoots more acids in there to help break it down, because the body knows what it needs to do. It needs to get it into a liquid form, so that once it's in that liquid form, then what happens? Your body is able to digest, because you don't actually start absorbing any minerals or anything until it hits the intestines. It's the top layer of the intestines where, as it hits that area, the body, I'm sorry, I have a 17-and-a-half-year-old dog that um, he's had some allergy issues off and on, but I'm giving him zinc and elderberry and a few other little things, but still, he sneezes. So that's okay. He's doing good. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So what happens is, in that liquid form, then your once it's into the intestines, then it starts to release what's needed, the vitamins, the minerals, the phytonutrients, etc. And it goes in through the skin, the membranes of the intestines, gets into the blood system, and then it travels to wherever it needs to go. Okay, so it goes throughout the body and through the blood system, which literally travels everywhere. Okay, so you really want to get that food to the liquid state as much as possible. Um, right now, I'm kind of in a detox mode, mostly because it's so hot, it's humid, and eating a heavy meal just doesn't work for me right now. So I've really been like just doing juices. I brew my own kombucha, which I've talked about that already. So I use that as a base in the juicing, and then I add lots of greens, some fruits, and then when I'm ready to drink it, I have other stuff. One of my favorite things to add to it, I have to get my glasses on to read this, but it's a spirulina powder that basically has, it's raw organic, and it has all the good greens, and it also has, this one especially has, and it is USDA. If you're not sure if something is organic or not, that symbol tells you that it definitely is. So, anyways, this also has some seaweed in it, dried seaweed in it, and that's why I like it. So, those are the rich greens that have all the iron and other stuff that your body really, really needs a lot. And I also add chia seeds and flax seeds. I grind them down. The chia seeds I add at the end, and the flax seeds I grind that down and add in. Sometimes I also add turmeric, and when you add turmeric, you want to make sure you add a pinch of pepper, because the pepper helps to enhance the healing properties of it. So all those goodies go into your intestines, and number one, then your body is absorbing all those vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, and that's helping your gut to stay healthy. I'm also a big advocate of, in the morning, starting with um, cup, just a cup size, like a cup like this, just your regular cup of warm water with lemon. Okay. Lately, I've been adding lime also, and sometimes even grapefruit, just because I want to boost my body with a lot of vitamin C. Because with everything going on, yeah, exactly. So, vitamin C is really, really good, because here's your cells. Every day you lose 300 billion cells a day, but you also get new ones. Okay. So, your cells, as they're moving around, doing their thing, a lot of times they collect things, because that's what they do. They multiply and collect. So you really want to help boost, it gets into there, the vitamin C gets into there and pushes out anything that doesn't belong. And the magical thing about it is, once that cell is cleaned and has good stuff going in it, guess what? The next cell that replaces it, because think about it, look at anatomy, cells are constantly multiplied. They multiply, they multiply, they recreate each other, they clone each other in a sense, okay? Not to get too scientifically, I'm just trying to keep it in layman's terms to everybody. You can always look this stuff up, okay? Um, but anyway, so as that way, then your new cells are even healthier than the last cell that just checked out. So every day, starting your body with a good dose of vitamin C. The number one reason I started this many, many years ago is because when I was 6 months old, I was diagnosed with, man, my brain just kind of left the room, hepatitis, really bad, extreme hepatitis. And back then, I'm in my 60s, so back then the doctors weren't sure how to take care of it. My dad was in the military, so then they took me to the military hospital. Military hospital pretty much let my parents know that, sorry, there's not much we can do. My father said, nope, there is. And we lived in Texas at the time, and he was in Korea, so he got Red Crossed home. We went down to Guatemala where my grandparents lived, and my grandparents were surgeons. So it took them close to a year. They detoxed me, and my skin also was really bad with staph infection. You couldn't even touch my skin, so they soaked me every day with aloe vera, vitamin E, and olive oil. And just because they just kept my body oiled down because my skin was just really bad. It's because my liver was dying. Okay. And so they cleansed it all and took care of it all. But the thing is I still, for quite a few years, when I would go, like even as an adult, a young adult, they would let me know that I was carrying the hepatitis in my blood system. So I couldn't give blood, couldn't donate blood, et cetera, et cetera. But then I started learning. As I said, I was studying on my own about nutrition and how to stay healthy because I really wanted to be healthy. I did not want to be in my 50s and 60s with a box of pills, et cetera. Okay. So what happened was I started learning about all these herbs and spices and so forth. And Goldenseal was very popular back then in the 70s, mostly because a lot of people were using it to detox their liver so that they didn't come up positive for smoking marijuana. Okay. So I thought, I wonder if that would work for me. So I talked with a friend who was really good into stuff like that. And she said, yeah, check it out. So I went and got me some good sources of golden seal in the fresh herb source and started adding it to everything. I was doing teas, taking doses of it, etc., and wasn't even really sure if it was working. All of a sudden, in my early 50s, when I went for a female checkup, blah blah blah, I wrote on there, yeah, that I knew I had hepatitis. My doctor at the time, she checked my blood 3 times because she's like, "Why did you say this? Because I don't see traces of it." So she had me do a 24-hour fasting, like a week later, she said, "Come in, but on the day before, I want you to do 24-hour fasting. Only drink water. That's it. No coffee, no tea, no nothing." And I said, "Okay." Went in again, still didn't come up. She wanted to check it one more time. We waited a month and still nothing. So she said, "Whatever you did, I would do that periodically." To this day, knock on some wood, my liver. But the liver is an amazing organ because the liver reproduces itself. It literally will regrow itself. So you can cut it, you can damage it, whatever. Try not to though. But it if you make some changes, it literally will regrow. So every day I start my day with the warm lemon water for that purpose because my liver already had an issue. Number two, it's a great source of vitamin C. And also, if you happen to experience constipation, which I did as a child, because we had a really poor diet. So um, I, I don't have that issue anymore. So I'm just saying, and it'll boost your energy. So that's the first thing I drink before I have coffee or anything else. It's literally the first thing I drink. And it takes what, a few minutes. Heat, because I heat up the water. I use a French press to make my coffee, so I already have the water getting hot anyway. Prepare the lemon, squeeze it, put it into a cup, and then pour the warm water in there. You don't want it boiling, so you want to get the water when it's just warm, because the boiling water will pretty much kill the healthy element of your lemon. But literally, with everything going on, I don't want to really mention stuff because I don't want to be banned or whatever, but we all know what's going on. So I choose to be proactive on my own health. Okay, so I can tell you from experience, I grew up eating really horrible stuff. Did not, tortillas, which I know they're good, though we ate them every day. Flour tortillas, and if you want to know why I stopped eating them, very high in gluten. And I know that you can make gluten-free ones now, whatever, but I don't even crave them anymore. But it's all flour and lard, a pinch of salt, and water. It's almost the same ingredient to make a pinata minus the lard. So we used to make pinatas also, and I thought, well, this is almost the same way we make tortillas, the flour and the water, okay? And then it makes like a paste, and you put it on there. So I stopped eating them because I thought of it all getting hard in my gut, which is exactly what happens, okay? And then of course everything else was just Mexican food is good. Yes, I'm not going to say it's not, but there are ways to change it to make it better. Okay, so there you can now make cauliflower. From cauliflower, you can make tortillas, you can make taco shells, and on and on. I also make a pizza crust, cauliflower pizza crust, loaded with all kinds of goodies. And yes, I do use cheese, mozzarella, and parmesan mixed in to the dough. Um, and then once it's a crust, then I add all kinds of veggies and stuff on and on and on. But if you really consume mostly veggies and fruit, small amounts of meat. As a matter of fact, a meat serving is if you take a regular playing card, that's what your serving of meat should really look like. And then your plate should be loaded with veggies and other goodness stuff, a little bit of carb, a little bit of rice, a little bit of pasta, whatever, if that's what makes you happy. I cut out all gluten from my diet, I want to say probably 5 years ago, if that. And I have noticed a big difference, like way big difference. I don't get the big bloat and stuff like that. I'm not saying that's what everybody needs to do. I'm just saying that's what I did. Of 20 years ago, I couldn't figure out what was going on with my body, and as I was reading stuff, I literally went for one whole month and literally cut out almost everything. Um, Drank a lot of water and just started adding stuff slowly. Okay, and then I would add one food for 3 days, see how I felt, see how my digestion was. Did I get the bloat? Did I get this? Did I get that? Blah 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 blah, and then went from there. And so that's how I did it for myself. If you would like some assistance, some guidance, I would love to help you. We could set a plan. We could, find out where you are today and help you get to that next step. I'm telling you, I'm in my 60s. Matter of fact, next week is my birthday, and I'll be 64. So I stay very active. If you've seen my other videos, I'm building a bus by myself, like literally gutted it by myself, doing everything all by myself. So I would love to help you. I walk every day with my dog. I do yoga. Plus, I do some really amazing breathing treatments that have helped me to get rid of a lot of toxins and past trauma history and other things that I didn't realize I was holding in my gut. So I would love to guide with you. I would love to help you. I'm offering 3 free sessions for anybody who's interested. DM me. I don't know how you do it here on YouTube, but I will post my Facebook link, my Instagram link, and my email. So you can basically contact me and reach out to me, and we can talk. And if the 3 free sessions don't do anything for you, hey, you know what? No biggie, no loss. But I guarantee you, you will have a euphoric feeling. It's amazing. It frees you. It gets the energy moving. Basically, the whole concept behind it is it gets the energy moving from below and out because you don't realize it, and it's almost like a buzzy high feeling. It's really really great. But I can tell you this, that as I did this and um, worked on it slowly, I improved my health, I improved my mental attitude, everything. So anyways, I'm going to cut out here. I've been here for about 18 minutes, and so I hope that you enjoyed it. I forgot to mention, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and the bell icon, please. I I'm just not used to this YouTube thing, so I guess I got to get used to saying that right off the bat. And I don't know how people uh, add that to their screen, but I'll figure it out. I just kind of learned how to a little bit uh, do an edit thing. I didn't know how to do that either. So, anyways, I look forward to having a live chat sometime. I have been coming on here every Sunday, so hopefully one Sunday I'll have a chat with somebody, come in and ask me some questions about nutrition. If you're a schoolie, you can share with me what you're doing. Or maybe if you would like to ask me some questions, I can share with you what I've done, what I've learned, etc. So I'm going to let you go. Good health to you. Drink your water. Keep moving. The body has to move. The body is made to move. And, you know, increase your vegetables. I'm telling you, more vegetables, some fruit. Chew your food really, really good. Your digestion is so important. Your gut is so important. If you don't want to get sick, if you don't want to catch whatever they say is going on, which don't ask me my opinion. I'm not I choose to do a different flow. So anyways, I will show you how to keep yourself healthy. Peace and love and light to all of you. And I look forward to having a conversation with you.